Okay, very please good morning to all the students. Okay, in that last lecture, we have studied regarding to the lathe machine, simple definition of that lathe machine, then working principle of that lathe machine, then different types of operation of that lathe machines we have covered. Okay, in that today's lecture, we are going to discuss regarding to the which type of the accessories of that lathe machine. Okay, which type of the accessories we are going to using on that lathe machine. Means simple the accessories of that lathe machine that point we are going to discuss in that today's lecture. Okay, what is meant by that lathe machine? Simple, that lathe machine is nothing but it the machine it is used for rotating the workpiece to perform the various operations. Means we can perform the turning, facing, okay, knurling such type of the operation. And with the help of that single point cutting tool, just we have to feed that single point cutting tool against to that rotating workpiece, and that single point cutting tool it will be remove the material from that workpiece, okay, to perform the various operation. This is basic definition of that lathe machine. And what is the working principle of lathe machine? Simple, in lathe machine we are knowing that we are fixing the our workpiece on the check. Okay, with the help of the check we can hold the workpiece, and along the check we can rotate the workpiece. Okay, when our workpiece is rotating, that time we have to give the feed to that single cutting tool against to that workpiece, okay, by just rotating the anvil of your cross side. Okay, then when your single point cutting tool is touching to that your rotary workpiece that time, and when we are giving the feed to that time, it will remove the material from that workpiece, and it will be perform the various types of operation on that workpiece. Okay, generally generally we can carry out different types of operation on that lathe machines. Okay, generally we can carry out the turning operation, facing operation, knurling operation, okay, boring operations. Okay, such type of the operation we can perform. Then what is meant by that facing operation? Okay, during the facing operation of that facing operation is nothing but we can remove the material along the face of your workpiece. Along the face of your workpiece, we remove the material in that facing operation. And you have to remember during the facing operation, we can reduce the length of your workpiece. Then we have the turning operation. Then what is the turning operation? Simple. Turning operation is nothing but in this operation we can remove the material of workpiece along its length, and during the turning operation we can reduce the diameter of workpiece. Okay, during the facing operation we are giving the feed to that single point cutting tool which is perpendicular to the lathe axis, and during the turning operation we can giving the feed to that single point cutting tool which is parallel to the lathe axis. Okay, that point also you have to remember. Then boring operation also we can carry out. What is meant by the boring operation? Simple, boring operation is nothing but it is the operation in which we can enlarge we can do the enlargement of already existing holes. Means suppose we want to increase the diameter of already existing hole, that process of that operation is called the boring operation. And that boring operation it can with the help of the boring tool. It can stop the single point cutting tool is attached on that boring bar, and simple we can remove the material from that single point cutting tool from that already existing hole, and we can increase the diameter of that hole. It is called as the boring operation. Then also we can perform the drilling operation on your lathe machine. Then what is meant by the drilling operations? Drilling operation is nothing but it is process, or it is operation in which we are going to produce the hole on that workpiece. Okay, to perform the drilling operation, it is necessary to hold the your drill with the help of the tailstop, and we have to feed, or we have to move the tailstop in forward direction, so that drilling bit it will be inserted into the workpiece, and due to the rotary motion of your workpiece it will be remove the material and it will be produce the hole on your workpiece. And knurling means it is the process of providing the indentation or sharp preparation on your workpiece, okay, for the better grip. Okay, then parting of operation also we can carry out on our lathe machine. Simple, the parting of operation is nothing but we can cut the workpiece into the two parts with the help of the parting tool. And then growing operation means it is the operation in which we are going to creating a narrow slot on your workpiece. Then forming operation, with the help of the forming operation we can generate the convex, concave shape or irregular shape with the help of that forming tool on your workpiece. Then taper turning also we can perform on that lathe machine. The taper turning is nothing but it is the process in which a conical shape is generated on your workpiece. Of that conical shape is produced on your workpiece. Okay, and there are the different types of taper turning methods are there. Okay, just we have to select one suitable method, and with the help of that suitable method we can carry out the taper turning. Threading operation means it is the process of making the threads on your cylindrical job. Okay, this point, okay, already we have discussed in that last lecture. Okay, now in today's lecture we are going to discuss regarding to the accessories of lathe machine. Then what is meant by that accessory? Simple, the accessory means the such type of the devices we can use on that lathe machine for holding and supporting the workpiece or the cutting tool. Okay, whatever the devices, the extra devices we can say, whatever that extra devices we are going to using on that lathe machine for holding and supporting, that point is important. Okay, the whatever extra devices we are going to using on that lathe machine for holding and supporting the workpiece and cutting tool. Okay, for holding and supporting to the workpiece and cutting tool, whatever extra devices we are going to using on that lathe machine, these devices are called as the accessories. Okay, then what is the purpose behind that? Why we are going to use the accessories on that lathe machine? Simple, we are going to use the accessory for increasing the efficiency of your work machine, lathe machine. For whenever we want to increase the efficiency of your lathe machine, that time we can use the accessories. Okay, because of that accessory, we can hold your workpiece properly. Also, we can support properly to the single point cutting tool, and it will be definitely increase the efficiency of your lathe machine. Okay, just you have to remember the purpose of providing the accessories on the lathe machines are to increase the efficiency of your lathe machine. Okay, then which type of accessory we can generally use on that lathe machines here? See, these are the accessories, or these are the devices we can use on that lathe machine as accessories. See, first is the center, then second is the check, then mandrel, steady rest, hollow rest, faceplate, and lathe a dog, or we can also call it as the carrier. Okay, such type of the devices we can use on that lathe machine as accessories for increasing the efficiency, of lathe machine, and for proper holding and proper supporting to that workpiece and the cutting tool. For this purpose, we are going to using these all devices as accessory on your lathe machine. Okay, now we will discuss one by one the function of the each accessory. See, centers. First type of the accessory is the center. Then generally there are the two types of centers are present in that lathe machine. First type of the center is the live center, and second type of the center is the dead center. Okay, then what is meant by the live center and dead center? Generally, okay, whatever center we are fitting into the headstock spindle. Okay, whatever center, or which is the center which is fitted into the headstock and it is rotating along with the workpiece, such type of the center we can call it is the live center. Why it is called as the live center? Because it is rotating along the workpiece, means the such type of the center, or that center we are going to mount, or we are going to fit into that headstock spindle. Okay, in that headstock there is a spindle is there, and inside that spindle we can fix or fit that center, and along that spindle or along that workpiece that center is also start rotating. Okay, the such type of the center is called as the live center. Why it is called as the live center? Because it is rotating, so that it is called as the live center. And generally that live central, see, this is the picture of that live center, and this live center generally we can fix into the spindle of headstock spindle. Okay, for supporting the workpiece. Then next type of the center is the dead stock center. Why it is called as the dead stock? Simple, because in live center means it is rotating, dead means it is not rotating. Okay, and the such type of the center, okay, such type of the center is used in the tailstock. Okay, we are knowing that the headstock it is present at the left side of your work machine, and the tailstock it is present at the right side of your lathe machine. Okay, and that dead center we can generally use in the tailstock spindle, and that dead stock does not rotate, so that it is called as the dead center. Okay, you have to simple remember there are the two types of centers are there in that lathe machine. One is the live center, second is the dead center. Live center is fitted in the headstock spindle and it is rotating along with the workpiece, so that it is called as the live center. Dead center, it is fitted into the tailstock spindle, or it is fitted into the tailstock of your lathe machine, and it does not rotate. It does not rotate, so that it is called as the dead center. Okay, then next accessory is check. Okay, and the primary function of check, whatever check we are going to using on that lathe machine, the primary function of that check is to hold the workpiece and rotate the workpiece. Okay, the function of that check is to hold the workpiece. This is the primary, and the Next function of that check is to rotate the workpiece. Okay, for holding and rotating purpose, we can use the check on your lathe machine, and generally check is fitted on the spindle. Okay, when your spindle is start rotating along the spindle, the check is also start rotating, and that check has hold that workpiece, so that along the check your workpiece also start rotating. Simple. That this check, okay, this check is classified into the two types. There are the number of types of checks are present, but commonly we can use only the two types of checks in that lathe machine. First type of the check is the 3-jaw check, and the next type of the check is the 4-jaw check. Then what is meant by the 3-jaw check and 4-jaw choke? Means 3-jaw choke means it consists of the 3 jaws are there. In that 4-jaw choke, it consists of the 4 jaws are there. Okay, simple. Okay, see here 3-jaw choke. Also, that 3-jaw choke, it is also called as the self-centering check. Okay, and this check, okay, this check is used for holding the round and hexagonal workpiece. Okay, you have to remember 3-jaw choke also it is called as the self-countering check, and this check is used for holding which type of the job we can hold with the help of that 3-jaw choke. We can hold the round and hexagonal type of the workpiece. We can easily hold with the help of that 3-jaw choke. Okay, and that 4-jaw choke. Okay, that 4-jaw choke, it has a 4 jaws are there. Okay, it having the 4 jaws are there, and these all jaws are the independent. Okay, and generally this type of the check, that 4-jaw choke, generally we can use it to hold the square, round and irregular shape of the workpiece. Okay, the irregular shape of workpiece also we can hold with the help of that 4-jaw choke. See the picture of that check. This is the 3-jaw choke. This is the 3 jaws are present inside this check. This is the jaw number 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3. Again it consists of the 4 jaws are there, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then it is called as the self-centering. Means suppose we have rotated one jaw with the help of the check key. That time, okay, suppose here one hole is provided. Okay, and when we have insert that check key inside that hole and we have rotate that check key, okay, that time all that 3 jaws are come into the closer. That all 3 jaws are come closer, so that is called as self-centering. But this concept is not applicable for this 4-jaw choke, because suppose we have it consists of the 4 jaws are there, and suppose we have insert that check key into this hole, and when we have rotate that check key, that time only one check it will become closer. Okay, that remaining all 3 jaws are not come to closer. Okay, then separately we have to rotate the jaw with the help of that check key. Okay, this is the simple difference between that 4-jaw and 3-jaw chokes. Okay, then next types of the accessory is mandrel. And what is meant by the mandrel? Simple. Mandrel is nothing but the one cylindrical bar is here. Suppose see, this is the mandrel. Okay, see, this is the mandrel is here. Okay, and that mandrel is nothing but it is the one cylindrical bar is here, and the 2 small center holes are provided. Okay, 2 small center holes are provided at its end. Means suppose we are having one cylindrical bar is here like this. Okay, and its end small circular holes are provided for the holding purpose, and generally it is used to hold the hollow workpiece to machining their external surface. Suppose we are having one hollow workpiece is there, suppose we are having one gear blank is there, and suppose we want to create the machining operation on that gear blank. Okay, suppose we want to create the operation on the bearing. Okay, means suppose we are having the one hollow workpiece is there, because that hollow workpiece we cannot hold. Okay, simple. Okay, suppose we can hold that hollow workpiece into the check, and because of the pressure of that jaw, there may be chances of breakage, so that we cannot hold that hollow workpiece into the jaw. Okay, so suppose we want to perform the machining operation that hollow workpiece, to hold that such type of the hollow workpiece, we can use the device is called as the mandrel. Mandrel means simple, it is the one cylindrical bar is there. Okay, and both the end of that cylindrical bar we have provided some small holes are there. With the help of that hole we can hold that mandrel, and on that mandrel, see, this is the mandrel. Okay, this is the mandrel, and on that mandrel we have mounted this hollow workpiece here. See, this is the hollow workpiece is there, and that hollow workpiece we have mounted on this mandrel, and with the help of that small hole which is provided at the end of that mandrel, we have hold that mandrel in between that both the centers, means live center or dead center, say, we can say. Okay, and now we can easily do the machining on that hollow workpiece. Okay, simple, in simple word also we can remember the function of that mandrel is to hold the hollow workpiece for their machining purpose, for their external machining purpose. Okay, this is the function of the mandrel. Then next function, next devices we can use on that lathe machine as accessory is steady rest. See, this is the one type of the device is here. Okay, it is called as the steady rest. Then what is meant by that steady rest is here? Steady rest means it is the devices, it is the device. It is used for supporting the long cylindrical job during the machining operation to avoid the bending or deflection. Okay, simple. Means suppose we are having very long workpieces there, and suppose we want to carry out the machining operation on that long workpiece. Suppose one end of that long workpiece we have fitted in the check. Okay, and suppose the another end of this long workpiece, suppose we have fitted into the or supported with the help of the tailstock dead center. Okay, now and suppose we are making the machining operation on that long workpiece. Okay, it is very long workpiece, its length is very long, and suppose its diameter is also very small. Okay, because of its high length, there may be chances of bending or deflection will be take place during the machining operation. Okay, during the machining operation, there may be chances of making the deflection or making the bending of this workpiece. Okay, to avoid this bending and deflection of that long workpiece during the machining operation, we can use these devices. It is called as the steady rest. Then what is the function of that steady rest? Simple here. This is the picture of that steady rest. It consists of the 3 pins are there. See, this is the locking pin. It is the pin number 1, pin number 2, pin number 3. Okay, these 3 pins are there, and that 3 pins are made up from the gunmetal. Okay, means with the help of that 3 pins, with the tips of that 3 pin, we can hold the workpiece here. Okay, just we can give the support to that workpiece. Means here we can hold the workpiece with the help of that 3 pins, and here one locking pin is provided. With the help of that pin, we can hold or unfold this steady rest. Means here, and generally that steady rest, it is mounted on the guideways of your lathe machine. See, this is the guideways are there. On that guideways, this steady rest devices is mounted, and with the help of that 3 pins here, with the help of that 3 pin, we can provide the support. We can provide the support to that long workpiece. Okay, means that steady rest devices, it will be avoid the bending and deflection of the workpiece, long workpiece during the machining operation. Okay, this is the basic device, that is the steady rest device. Okay, then next device we can use on that lathe machine as accessory is the face plate. Okay, suppose we are having a unregular shape of the workpiece is there. Now that unregular shape of the workpiece we cannot hold in that check. Okay, to hold that irregular shape of the workpiece, we can use the face plate. We can use the face plate. This is the face plate is there, and that face plate we can mount it on the lathe center. Okay, and see here on the on the face of that face plate, on the face of the face plate, it consists of the number of T slots are provided, or we can say the open slots. These are the open. Okay, that T slots are provided, and with the help of that T slot, we can easily clamp the workpiece on the face of that face plate with the help of the nut and bolt. Okay, just you have to remember the face plate is used for to hold the irregular shape of the workpiece. Okay, and on the face of that face plate, it consists of the number of T slots are there, and with the help of that T slot, we can easily clamp our workpiece with the help of that nut and bolt. Okay, so this is the face plate. Then next type of accessory is follower rest. Okay, so this is the follower rest is there. Again, same concept. Suppose we are having a long workpiece is there. Suppose we are having one long workpiece is there. Its length is very long, and suppose its diameter is very small, and suppose we want to carry out the machining operation on this such type of the workpiece. Okay, suppose this is the single point cutting tool is there. Okay, suppose we want to carry out the machining operation on this workpiece. Okay, it is very long. It is very long, and due to its long length and the small diameter, and during the operation there may be chance of the bending and deflections. Okay, and suppose we have apply this cutting force with the help of that single point cutting tool. Suppose we have applied that single point cutting tool on that workpiece, and that single point cutting tool, it will create the cutting force on the face of that workpiece. Okay, due to that cutting force of that single point cutting tool, okay, due to that cutting force of that single point cutting tool, there may be chance of bending this workpiece, so that it is necessary to give the another support, or it is necessary to give the support to the this workpiece from the other side also. Okay, to provide such type of the support from the other side of your workpiece, we can use the follower rest. See here, in that follower rest again it consists of the two pins are there, and here we can suppose this is our workpiece is here. Okay, and in this side we can go the support to that workpiece with the help of this pin, and here our cutting force is there. Okay, so that it is equalized, so that there may be bending or deflection will be create that it is removed, means it is avoided. Okay, to provide the support to that workpiece from the another side during the machining operation, we can use the follower rest. And that follower rest, see here, that this is the follower rest, this is the follow rest, and this is the steady rest. And that follow rest we can mounted, or it is fixed with the carriage, means that follow rest it is moving along with the single point cutting tools. Okay, means suppose we have supported that workpiece, and suppose here our single point cutting tool is there. Okay, that single point cutting tool, it will be apply the cutting force on this side to that workpiece, and here this pin also supported to the workpiece from this side, and this steady follow rest is moving along this single point cutting tools because it is attached with the carriage. Okay, it is attached to the carriage. Then next type of the accessories we can use on that lathe machine is the lathe dog or carrier. Simple. See, this is the function of, sorry, this is the picture of your lathe dog. See, this is the lathe dog. There are the different types of the lathe dogs are there. Okay, see here, means see, this is the spindle is here, we can say this is the plates are there, and in this manner, in this fashion, we can mount this single dog is here. Okay, this is the live center is here. Okay, and here inside that dog, lathe dog, we can hold the workpiece, means directly from this plate, this lathe dog directly, and that lathe dog, it will be transmit the directly power from this plate to this workpiece, means that simple, that lathe dog, it will be avoid the leakage, or avoid the leakage of power. Simple, we can say that it will avoid the leakage of powers. I mean, directly it give the, or it will minimize the loss of power. Directly it will give the power from this plate to this workpiece. Okay, or it is used for positive power transmission. Simple, that carrier we can use for the positive power transmission from the live center to the workpiece. Okay, see, this is the live center is here, and from the live center, generally directly from the live center, directly we can give the power to that workpiece. Okay, means it will minimize the loss of power. Okay, for this purpose we can use the lathe dog. Okay, these are the simple accessory of the lathe machines. Okay, so once again I will summarize which point we have studied in this today's lecture. Okay, now in today's lecture we have discussed regarding to the accessories of your lathe machine. Then first upon, tell me what is meant by that accessory. Accessory is nothing but such type of the devices we can use on the lathe machine for the holding and supporting the workpiece and cutting tool. Okay, and because of that devices, okay, because of that devices also we can increase the efficiency of your lathe machine. That devices are called as the simple, that devices are called as the accessories. Okay, and what types of accessory we can use on that lathe machine? Okay, these following devices we can use as accessory on the lathe machine. We can use the center. Okay, there are the two types of the centers are there. One is the live center, dead center. That live center we can fit into the spindle of your headstock, and the dead center we can fit into the tailstock. Okay, that live center, it is rotating, so that it is called as the live, and the dead center, it is not rotating, so that it is called as the dead center. Then check. Okay, the function of that check is to hold the workpiece and rotate that workpiece. Okay, and there are the number of types of checks are there, but commonly we can use the 3-jaw choke and 4-jaw choke is there. Inside that 3-jaw choke, it consists of the 3 jaws, and that 4-jaw choke, it consists of the 4 jaws are there. Then in simple, that 3-jaw choke we can use for holding the round and hexagonal type of the workpiece, and that 4-jaw choke we can use for hold the square, round, and the irregular shape of the workpiece. We can easily hold with the help of that 4-jaw choke. That 3-jaw choke is also, it is called as the, see here, also it is called as the self-centering, because see here, this is the 3-jaw chokes are there, and when your one jaw is come closer, that time automatically that remaining 2 jaws also come in closer, so that it is called the self-centering. But that self-centering concept is not applicable for that cordial jaw. Then mandrel. Then what is meant by that mandrel? Mandrel is nothing but it is the cylindrical bar is here, okay, and on the both the end of that cylindrical bar we have provided the small hole for the supporting purpose, and that function of that mandrel is to hold the hollow workpiece during their external machining. Means suppose we want to carry out the machining operation on the hollow workpiece, that time we have to use the mandrel for supporting or for holding that hollow workpiece, okay, and that mandrel we can hold in between the dead center and live center, and on that mandrel we have mount our hollow workpiece, and we can carry out the machining operation on that hollow workpiece. Then steady rest. Then steady rest means it is used for supporting the long cylindrical job during the machining operation to avoid the bending and deflection of your workpiece. Okay, see, this is the red picture of your TD rest is here, and the TD rest it is fixed with the guideways, okay, or it is mounted on the guideways, and it consists of the 3 pins are there, and that pins are made up from the one metal, and with the help of that 3 pins here, with the help of the 3 pins we can hold or we can give the support to that long workpiece, okay, so that it will avoid the deflection and bending of your long workpiece. Now face plate, okay, the function of that face plate is, or that face plate we can use for holding the irregular shape of the workpiece, okay, and that face plate, see, this is the picture of your face plate, and that face plate it consists of the T slots are provided, and with the help of that T slot we can hold or we can clamp the irregular shape of the workpiece with the help of that nut and bolts, okay. And then next accessory we can use on that lathe machine, that is the follow rest, okay. The function of that follow rest is to provide support to that long workpiece from the other side, because in one side we are applying the cutting force with the help of that cutting tool, and because of that cutting tool, because of the that cutting force, there may be chance of the bending, okay, so that it is necessary to give the support to that workpiece from the other side also, okay. And see here, for giving the support to that long workpiece from the other side, we can use the follow rest. Again, inside that follow rest it consists of the 2 pins are there, and here this pin or this pin it will give the support to the this long workpiece from the other side. See the picture here, this is the follow rest is here, okay, and it is mounted along with the carriage, means it is moving along with the single point cutting tools, okay. And the last part or last accessory is the carrier, okay. With the help of that carrier we can easily transmit positive power from the live center to the workpiece, means we can minimize the loss of power, okay. We can minimize the loss of power. For this purpose we can use the accessories on that lathe machine, okay. This is about the simple accessories